Hi everyone, welcome to today's week ahead video. In this video, we are going to be looking at the various major FX pairs, indices and cryptos in relation to how their market cycle and harmonics. We'll see how the market cycle is shaping up and we'll identify harmonic patterns within those cycles. Before doing this, I must read you a customary risk warning. Trading, first of all, is really risky. These trade signals from synergy markets, an unregulated activity from the pure perspective that they're not a personal recommendation to you. What this means is you're not going to be able to complain or get compensation if it goes wrong. Please do be aware that synergy is ultimately authorized and regulated by the FCA, but the signal service is an unregulated service. So just get that clear. I wanted to reflect on the month. We had a really very strong May, but disappointing end to the month. Got caught out on the last couple of days trading. It's always trading. I'm sitting here at the minute reflecting and shaking my head about why don't I heed my own words. And this is a clear classic example of having discipline in markets where you know certain events are going to be unfavorable for you and the temptation to trade is still there. So I'm just going to spin through the month of May and just cover off trades that we sent out. So let's start at the beginning of the month and have a look what we did. So here we go. Bear with me. So we kicked off May, ADNZD, GBP CAD. Let's see how they came in for us. ADNZD gave us a TP1 up 50. GBP CAD is let's have a look. We had AUD USD, had a TP2 out of that. NZD CAD, NZD USD plus 25 on that. AUD-CHF plus 50, USD-JPY plus 150, Euro NZD, what did that do? Didn't give us too much, 15, GBP CAD 50, ECHF 100, GBP CHF 300, USD JPY 300. We're super strong mid-month. We're going like a rocket. GBP CHF came back for another trade, plus 25. ADNZD plus 50, Euro CAD plus 100, so absolutely flying along. GBP USD plus 150. It's an amazing month. What else have we had? Where are we up to? May 16th. I'm just going to keep rattling through this. It's important. GBP USD came up again May 20th. Euro USD 150 on each of those. Everything looking great. GBP AUD 150. So absolutely flying along. But then it comes to the end of the month. We said, what do we have here? We got caught out on the last 2 days. I got caught. I've got a vengeance now because that month is incredible looking back on it. But getting caught on the last day of the month really soured it for me. I wanted to reflect on the month. We had a really very strong May, but disappointing end to the month. Got caught out on the last couple of days trading. It's always trading. I'm sitting here at the minute reflecting and shaking my head about why don't I heed my own words. And this is a clear classic example of having discipline in markets where you know certain events are going to be unfavorable for you and the temptation to trade is still there. So I'm just going to spin through the month of May and just cover off trades that we sent out. So let's start at the beginning of the month and have a look what we did. So first up, AUD CAD. Let's have a look what's going on. So AUD CAD has given us the market cycles I look at are comprised of this pattern on the left. You might not be able to see it, but this W 1, 2, 3, it's a high, so you can see it here. W 1, that's a clear consolidation, and that's the high. 3 little hits. On the way down, all this is showing me is lower lows and lower highs. You could justify that we are looking at a consolidation zone right here because that's the pattern over on the left-hand side until the highs are taken out. So we could be making lower lows and lower highs. We've got a week of drop and a second week of drop here. Bearing in mind the markets work in threes. These are the keys to the city. So there's 1, there's 2, and we'll just move on from there. I don't believe there's much for me. I'm not ultimately sure on bigger direction picture here. All I do know is that we had the market cycle here, level 1, level 2 peak. We had a nice Gartley, 78.6. Market fell away. V bottom came up. There's no retest, but what you can clearly see here is a 1, a 2, and a 3 to the high, and these are just pushes to make up the consolidation. And here you can see 1, 2, 3 candles, level 1, and now we're just drifting. So I do think that's going to drift, and it does appear that CAD's going to be a little bit stronger. Let's see. ADCHF, this is another one. even though we had economic data on AUD pairs showing holding, it's this pattern of mine again, not mine, it's the pattern of the market. 1, 2, peak, 1, 2, peak, and you can see it here. You can see the market cycle 1, 2, peak, big level 1. You have to count the levels as well. We've got 1, 2, 3 to the low. I thought at one point that this was the second zone of consolidation and this was the low. That's how it was. We played it thinking that, and it did show us. But when it broke down here, we didn't get another high. That was when suspicions were raised, and we have come back down. But notice the swings in price, these blue moves, harmonic moves in price. You've got harmonic move. So we know that we're nearing some form of a bottom. Is it the bottom? Difficult to know. If you look at it close up, you'd think it is, but from a distance, I'm just going to mind my eye on that. AUD, so a big pattern. Again, this one wants to show us weakness, even though it's tempted me in long a few times. You can see the market cycle on the way up here, the W, level 1, level 2 peak. So this always gives you context as to where you are and what direction you should be trading in. This is what I've identified. Well, ultimately we had a Gartley pattern here, and this is the market cycle at the minute. I could just see the 1, and I am anticipating this sort of a behavior to follow. It's going to give us a 2 down here and continue to sell off. So it's showing weak. What I did like here, I always love to trade against this. So you got this, and I thought, wait a minute, if we get 1, 2, we'll get a 3 up to there. So this isn't out the equation yet. There is a bit of opportunity on it. It is a stretched Gartley, but trying to take a Gartley counter trend, it's not always the most sensible thing to do. So I'm going to pass on that. Okay, AUD USD. Now this is Rolls-Royce material. It's also a real, the play was down here. Once you see this, you know that you're playing for the third. And it did give us that. I do tend to like that play for the third. And even when you get the close, little nicky of a close up here, you still get, that's still profitable. That is my sort of technique. You know, all of that would have been wasted, but you'd have got a safe 30 out of it. So stop loss after 15. And you'd have gone from there. So this guy is ultimately counter trend, but it absolutely end of the month grabbed people there. It would have grabbed me as well had I seen it. So this is again discipline. Here's the market cycle. We are here. 1, 2. You can see that for yourself. 1, 2, right at the bottom. So we know the weight of the water, the weight of the cascade is lower. However, the Fibonacci of 78.6 of the whole move has been picked up down here, and that will bring in buyers, no doubt. Anyone who has, there's people out there that strategy is just to buy the 78.6. Fair enough. Look at that, brilliant, worked out for them. But we're trying to get in line and trade with the market cycle. So what I can see now at the minute is we have this 1, 2, 3 to the low, stop hunt, rise. Normally the 800 gets engaged with, so it would be a risky counter up to here. But as I say, we are setting up there is a long setup here. It's just a case of watching how this sort of unfolds itself. So what I can see as a potential setup is this, see the W. I need to see a break and a retest, maybe even another one. That's what I'm looking for. Is the market going to give me it? I'm certainly going to write it down. Counter trend AUSD counter trend. Moving on. What I can see as a potential setup is this. See the W. I need to see a break and a retest. Maybe even another one. That's what I'm looking for. Is the market going to give me it? Maybe. Maybe. I'm certainly going to write it down. Counter trend AUSD counter trend. Moving on. Stocks are going great. Babcock was a stock that obviously trade signals is one part of my activities, but my other bread and butter is managing portfolios for customers. So we manage stock portfolios and put together portfolios, and that's my bread and butter. And people want ideas as well. So what we saw price come out from this expansion, well, this long-term correction, and we've just sprung higher from here. This is a fantastic trade, and we have had clients get into this. Really, really pleased with that. 1 second. Sorry about that. Back here. I digress. Let's have a look at Bitcoin now. Bitcoin it's a real beast, a real beast. What I can clearly label is 1, 2, and that's not enough of a 3. I think 3 is going to be higher. I do. And again, you can Give it 1, 2, and then a big 3. So we're right up there. Bitcoin's very close to peaking, but if these moves are anything to go by, the first impulse is typically not the longest. There is some potential big moves happening here for higher prices at the minute. And you could justify that that is a potential peak. Real sort of peaky looking. It's very peaky looking. I have to keep an eye on that. Okay, stocks are going great. Just Babcock was a stock that obviously trade signals is one part of my activities, but my other bread and butter is managing portfolios for customers, and people want ideas as well. What we saw price come out from this expansion, well, this long-term correction, and we've just sprung higher from here. This is a fantastic trade, and we have had clients get into this. Really pleased with that. 1 second. Sorry about that. Back here. I digress. Let's have a look at Bitcoin now. So Bitcoin is... Hi everyone, welcome to today's week ahead video. In this video, we are going to be looking at the various major FX pairs, indices, and cryptos in relation to how their market cycle and harmonics. We'll see how the market cycle is shaping up, and we'll identify harmonic patterns within those cycles. Before doing this, I must read you a customary risk warning. Trading, first of all, is really risky. These trade signals from synergy markets, an unregulated activity, from the pure perspective that they're not a personal recommendation to you. What this means is you're not going to be able to complain or get compensation if it goes wrong. Please do be aware that Synergy is ultimately authorized and regulated by the FCA, but the signal service is an unregulated service. So just get that clear. Now, this is one that I do like. Why do I like it? Because it's showing me signs that it wants to move up. So huge ABCD fell short here. Didn't really give us this reaction here. We've continued selling off since. Let's see if there's anything. We've got this. We do have good structure, and we are anticipating higher prices. So once we hide the low, is there anything in our favor here? Not really. There's no 2 weeks of rise or anything like that. So we have to go on structure. And what I can see here is this is a high and this is a higher low. We're making higher highs and higher lows within that structure. I need to see this high taken out. It's all about breaking up here. This is the target, so I do want to try and get involved. That's not an easy trade. That's a bit of a random sort of setup. So the trouble is that's the stuff that can tempt you. That really can tempt you in. It's very difficult to bang. So I'm going to pass on that for now, but I'm going to set my alert. I do want to know once we are breaking up, sorry. JPY, not sure. Definitely see a W, not sure. There's JPY pairs are difficult at the moment. This is probably one of my favorite setups. We did really well on GBP recently, and this is the next one in line for me. So you can see the massive market cycle. You can see the first zone, you can see the second zone, and you can see the peak. Yeah, that's what it appears at the minute. We have an ABCD to complete higher, and normally we go peak to peak. So the peak's much further up here. Now, what I believe is going to happen is the pattern's going to evolve, whereas this doesn't become one anymore, and this becomes one. So what I can anticipate happening is this becomes level 2, and it's really, we're talking really early in this cycle. You know, what we are doing here at the minute, if this is level 3, the rules are to take trades off the 50. Okay, so you can see the 50 is really present at the minute. We've come down and smacked onto it here. So that's rule number 1, engage. You have to look forward. That to me is the bot that, you know, this is a trap, this is a false move, and we're looking for the real to unfold. So this is one I am going to scale into. I want more of it rather than looking for other trades. This is one I'm confident is going to keep pushing because of the market cycle. So what's going on down here? We've got a beautiful looking setup. We got in for standard here. We got in for premium here, got 15, and then it came all the way back. This is a Donald Trump-based news where the Supreme Court effectively cancelled his tariffs and gave us a dump overnight. But what you can unmistakably see is the structure of the market. You can see that this is a big level 1, and we've got 1, 2, 3 to the high now over the EMAs that we expect to see at level 1. but we are making noticeable structure. So we have made a change. It made a change here, and we've broken structure. So we are anticipating higher prices here. We've also got 1 week of rise, started here, ended here. A second week of rise, started here, ended here. And guess what? The market's working threes. So we are expecting another one. So this is a real golden setup. Euro AU, Euro, let's check you. So Euro CAD is another one that has a great potential. Where we are sat currently in the market cycle is, you can see it for yourself here. So we got level 1, level 2 peak, and then we had a massive level 1. This is how I see us in level 2 at the minute, and I see us pushing higher. It's just a case of getting into it. We got in down here for signal clients, and we got it easily at TP1, which was an amazing setup. 1, 2, 3. It also, we knew that we had an ABCD Gartley setting up down here. And this is still, this is important. This is giving us our change. We need to see a break. We need to see the change break, basically. And that's something that we have to be patient for. And that is all for this guy, EuroCAD. We know it looks good. We know we're in level 2 of the market cycle. We are expecting higher prices. And yeah, moving on. I don't really look at Euro CHF or Euro GBP or Euro JPY. I'm only really looking at pairs that are showing me their willingness to move higher. Similar setup. This is what I like to see on Euro. This is Euro USD. We traded this a beautiful, beautiful move from here to here. Absolutely fantastic. Look, there's the pattern previously. This is now sort of like a trap false. We've changed structure. Come back down, retested again. You have to be patient. My discipline, I have to wait for the change to break. And then when we get up here, I need to see what's going on. I did a few weeks ago use the fair value gap method, but I just moved away from that because it is, unfortunately, guys, everyone's seeing it. And it's more often than not, you get yourself into trouble in those spots. So no more of that. GBP AUD, this was king. I had a beautiful, beautiful change, break, retest. Bang, we got in here, it came so close to a stop out, but then we caught the move. Should be down off the EMAs, ideally. Need to get better at identifying down here. That's the key point where you can use this low as like a shield. Let's have a look what we got. So difficult to call that a week of rise because it looks like a no net, but we definitely got 1 week, 2 weeks here. Anticipating higher prices. We're at the previous peak at the minute, but if we have a look where we are in this market cycle, you can see it's a wonderful looking one. Level 1, level 2. Again, like Euro AUD, you have to change the way you do things. This could become level 2 consolidation, and we are going to continue much higher. Reason I say that is because of this. Now, this is a scary chart because the upside is ridiculous. It could be generation. I'm not going to miss out on that. There's no way I'm missing out on that. So I firmly believe that this is a level 2 and prices will continue to go higher. Now, this is the bastard that caught me. Ugly market cycle on the big time frame. This is the weekly. Level 1, level 2. This is my level 1. The way I see it, well, you can call this level 1, this level 2, because it depends what time frame you're looking at. But when I go onto this time frame, the daily, and you see the picture, you can see why I liked it. So level 1, level 2, higher highs, higher lows off the 50 EMA, and I could see a 1 and a 2, and I am anticipating a 3. You look a little bit closer, we saw a change, we saw a break, and we saw an entry that I took, a late entry. Being the end of the month, this dumped on me, came down, found support at the 50. It's still going to be a good setup. We need to get back into it, no doubt about it. But it's sort of done its thing now, I'm hoping, and I will definitely be monitoring this one to get us back into it, because whenever I lose, I have to get it back when I lose. Let me make this less cluttered, easier to see. So we saw ultimately it's high, 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 low, high, 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 low. Got caught out. I was looking to take the trades off the 50 each time, but it just didn't give us enough room. This had the potential to absolutely explode higher, and it didn't. We even had inflation for Canada sort of come in line, but the dynamic of GBP inflation versus Canadian inflation is much stronger for GBP. This is a trap. This is a false move against the trade, against the trend. This is false moves. I'm very disappointed. Not going to get too upset with it, but you can see the cycle here is up 1, 2, peak. Should have seen it a bit better. This is painful for me, and I no doubt you guys as well. Anyhow, moving on. GBP CHF. This is another one of my favorite looking setups. This is a favorite looking setup. So here we are in the market cycle. That's level 1, level 2, peak. Big level 1 consolidation is how I see it at the moment. Let me just check. So we have, okay, we are here. This is where we are at the minute. The only thing I'm not keen on are these lower highs. They're a little bit spooky, but we're also seeing high lows. Just sort of changed here, not broken. But what I do like, I just love this structure. It's so tradable. So tradable. Here we go. What can we see? Now, yes, we have 1, 2, 3 to the high. Yes, that looks like an M. For me, this is a consolidation trade. Let me see it clearer. Clearer? Yeah, that's a bit clearer. So that's the harmonics swing. Hit this harmonic, the same as that harmonic. So we had lovely ABCDs into support. That setup for me was pretty easy. I took this trade. Did I send it? I can't remember. I was in Hungary here. That should have been a banker. That's a Gartley in push 2. And again, the entries would have been down here. You can get away with these entries at high. It just didn't give us too much. It hasn't unlocked the beast. We still have 1. We still have 2. And I anticipate 3. I really do anticipate 3. So this is a top setup too. GBP USD, we had fun with this as well. Another really good trade. We got in here, gave us this, got in here, it gave us this as well. If we have a look where we sit currently in the market cycle, this is a level 1 consolidation breaking out into level 2. We have definitely had 3 pushes now. Dangerous one to start trading here and now, even though we believe higher prices are coming. You just got to be careful. Okay, moving into DCAD is a nightmare. Look at this tight chop over the EMAs. Lows of consolidation 1. We are here. We are expecting higher prices. We need to see the price action to lead us to that. And moving on, NZD USD, same as AUD USD. Both of these are the same profiles. Level 1, level 2, expecting lower prices, expecting dollar strength to come in soon, close to the 800. Hi everyone, welcome to today's week ahead video. In this video, we are going to be looking at the various major FX pairs, indices and cryptos in relation to how their market cycle and harmonics. We'll see how the market cycle is shaping up and we'll identify harmonic patterns within those cycles. Before doing this, I must read you a customary risk warning. Trading, first of all, is really risky. These trade signals from synergy markets, an unregulated activity from the pure perspective that they're not a personal recommendation to you. What this means is you're not going to be able to complain or get compensation if it goes wrong. Please do be aware that Synergy is ultimately authorized and regulated by the FCA, but the signal service is an unregulated service. So just get that clear. Now to the really disappointing cryptos. Ripple's just sort of fallen away there. Gold hanging around, difficult gold. Gold is really challenging to be confident in what you're seeing. You can only look at what you know. And what I know is that that's level 1, that's level 2, and we are in the peak for sure. ABCD's completed. I'm not betting for gold. I think gold is going to fall away here and I wouldn't be looking for longs. Silver, this is one that we sent and we're down about 30 cents at the minute. It was 100 pippa. What am I seeing here? I'm seeing structure. That's the first thing. We're seeing recognizable structure. What is that structure? There's the 1, the 2, there's the W. Once we have those things locked in, we're in a really good position to push on. Definitely a level 1 consolidation here, and this is high highs and high lows. Could be argued as a level 2 or about to push into level 2. So we came down to here. There's a lot going on here, as you can see. There is a lot going on. 1, 2, 3 to the high. These were trades that we did have taken. Here we are. We got the W. We had a change. We had a break. And this is where you get on board. It's as simple as that. What I can see as a potential setup is this. See the W. I need to see a break and a retest. Maybe even another one. That's what I'm looking for. Is the market going to give me it? I'm certainly going to write it down. Counter trend AUSD counter trend. Moving on. Stocks are going great. Just Babcock was a stock that obviously trade signals is one part of my activities, but my other bread and butter is managing portfolios for customers, and people want ideas as well. Thought we saw price come out from this expansion, well, this long-term correction, and we've just sprung higher from here. This is a fantastic trade, and we have had clients get into this. Really, really pleased with that. 1 second. Sorry about that. Back here. I digress. Let's have a look at Bitcoin now. So Bitcoin is certainly opportunities in Euro AUD, GBP AUD. We'll definitely be on it for next week. Looking forward to Monday morning. Can't wait for it to come around. Need to get some really good trades out. If any of you are interested in joining away from the regulatory one-way traffic of me just sending trade signals, I've got another group called Melon's Trade, which is a play on my surname, and it's where I talk freely with people from the Signals group about harmonics, and we're building a bit of a community there at the moment, up to 70 odd people. Welcome to join that for free, get some useful information. At the same time, I offer coaching if anyone's interested in learning the methodology. And for those that are watching this on YouTube, if you're interested in following the signals, there is a free trial. Please click the link in the description. I wish you all the best, guys, and have a good rest of your weekend. Cheers.